This is Good Morning Delhi with Chris.
RadioOne. Kukreja and the Waves there with Walking on Sunshine. And you want to be walking on sunshine knowing that your money is accumulating or that you manage to get more bang for your buck, right? Well, of course, but then you're going to have to spend some time thinking about this, right? Some of us, yes, have it figured out, but for a good number of us, money and our personal finance is still kind of a dodgy area, something that we don't quite know what to make of. Well, then you know what? Things which are ambiguous, make sense of them, is what I say. I've got Amit Kukreja. He's a financial advisor. Good morning, Amit. How are you doing?
Good, Chris. It's always a pleasure to be back with
I know.
you and help people make wise decisions about money.
Yeah. So, listen, were you enthused with the budget? Was it for, regular salaried folk like you and me? Was it
I think it definitely plugged a couple of big loopholes in the budget, in the tax system that we had.
Okay.
And the fact that the tax reduction on a particular class of people who pay the maximum tax in the country, I think it was a good budget for people who were covered and who were using real estate as the only investment vehicle. So it's going to be an interesting transformation, shifting people from one side of thinking to another side.
And all of this happens in the backdrop of the demonetization, right?
Of course, that was one angle to it. In the budget, you would notice if you go through the fine print, it's an extension of some of the restrictive measures that we are trying to establish with respect to cash transactions.
Right. Yeah, I got that too. Okay, so let's start. Should we? Let's talk about when it comes to personal finance and making more sense of your money post this budget. What are the things that one needs to think about? So obviously, people who have been in under 5 lakhs tax bracket, they are the ones who have been very positively affected or impacted by this budget. So your tax rate, which was 10%, for the people who were in the under 5 lakh tax bracket, has been reduced to 5%. Yeah, that's a massive rebate going out to in terms of figures. It's 12,500 to every taxpayer. So he's paying less tax now. Yeah, and if he's availing his tax deductions completely, which are available, you can pretty much end up being a zero tax liability person, even by earning rupees 5 lakhs a year. Wow. So I think that's huge. That's huge for any taxpayer. That's great. So what would you do with that money now? I mean, to make sense of that in terms of, investment.
So I would definitely make sure the savings that I'm doing, and if I have the provisions of investing my savings where I can get the tax deduction, I would invest that money for long-term wealth creation. Right. So we have a lot of provisions which are kind of guaranteed provisions through EPF and PPF. We also have some provisions of inflation beating asset classes like ELSS and NPS. If I am giving the choices of availing these deductions, I will fully utilize my deduction slab and the deductions window and make sure my income is completely tax-free and still totally white and still used for the right purpose that we have earning for.
Completely legit and at the same time making a whole lot of money for yourself. All right, we're going to come back, talk some more with Amit Kukreja. You got a question, buddy, send it in. SMS ONE, leave a space, type in your name followed by your question, send it to 53650. Let me repeat that for you. SMS ONE, leave a space, type in your name, tell me what your question is on personal finance and send it to 53650. Amit Kukreja with us in the studio this morning. On the other side, I got One Direction with That's What Makes You Beautiful.
Need a new phone?